What up, everyone? It's Rob Lashley, aka Graculin, here with MMORPGcom, the debut episode of Neverwinter Foundry Focus. And of course, because it is IPTV, we had to have some issues. So, that being said, the servers are still down. Right? Spent all afternoon. I was like, got my little intro going, set it all up, had that countdown, smack, nothing for me to show you guys. But have no fear. We will, do something. So what's everybody's favorite part of Neverwinter right now? Tell me the chat room. There's like 50 of you here. I appreciate it. Gonna do this as a weekly thing. I guess let's kind of talk about what I'm trying to do here with this show. This is all about community, all right? From the ground up. This is all stuff that's made by people from the community with tools from the developer for other members of the community to play. And I know a lot of people are probably like, you know what? I'm concerned because where's the real quality assurance from what's coming out from the community? And I can tell you that there have been a few that I've played that are rough, but I've been absolutely amazed by the quality of some of these Foundry missions I've gone on. A lot of them have been in development for a few months. These are guys that had early access, and gals, had early access to the tools. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you, but I was one of them. I never really made a good Foundry, but I went in there and I was testing some stuff and helping them out with it. It's pretty robust. There are some limitations, but as far as your storyline, putting in little flair items, like little lore pieces that you can go and collect, that's there. There are some really good campaigns that these guys are coming out with, and it's just absolutely amazing. And I want to take this show and I want to highlight these gems and get it out there to the community so that people can see the work that these guys are doing and highlight that and try and build a community and let those guys know, hey, we appreciate what you're doing. Thanks. We're enjoying playing it. I have a mission that I picked out, and if you're looking at the bottom left of the screen, I'll go ahead and I'll show you what it is. I was going to tease it once we got in there. But the Foundry mission is a kidnapping in Black Lake. This was a submission for a contest they had in the Black Lake District. It wasn't even the winner. I didn't know that it was actually a contest submission until I briefly talked to Sominator, one of the community managers for Neverwinter, about 15 minutes before the show was supposed to go up, and it crashed. So, we're kind of at an impasse right now because we can't do what I wanted to do. We can continue to check and see if the servers have caught up, just because I can check the gateway over here and I can tell, like, I'm not even getting a response to the gateway. So this is, this is what's going to happen. I am going to eventually have, I've been playing as a Guardian Warrior. I like to tank. So I'm level 32 right now. I've been tinkering around with the professions. I'm 11 in leadership, and I'm 7 in, I want to say mailsmith, but it's not mailsmith, it's blacksmithing, that one. Favorite part, Foundry. That's great. I can draw stick figures on a napkin. Platesmithing. All right. But again, like I said, this is all about the community. It's not going to be just about the content creators. It's going to be about all of you, too. I'm going to real quick flash an email across the top here. This is foundryfocus@gmail.com. I've also got foundryfocus@outlook.com locked up, so no one could steal that on me. But anyways. Since I'm not getting sound back, my headset decided I wanted to cut out. So, anyway, email me your suggestions at foundryfocus@gmail.com. I'll go through there. We'll take a look at them. The way I plan on doing this is each week we'll have one, unless it's really short, and then we'll do two. If we have two, I'll then put a poll up on our forums, and everybody can vote. I'll give everybody over the weekend to vote, and we'll announce the winner on Monday. The featured content creator for that episode gets 500 Zen. So if there's two short ones and there's a conflict, the viewers, you will get to vote and pick who gets the 500 Zen. And then at the end of the month, of the 4 that we featured, or 5, depending on if it's a 5-month week, the winner of that will have a vote between the community, and we'll give them a prize. For the first month, I'm going to give them a copy of R.A. Salvatore's The Last Threshold. It's book 4 in the Neverwinter saga, so that'll be the prize for this month. So I need your help, need your suggestions. There's a lot of different Foundry quests out there. I can't play them all. If you play through and you get a good one, let me know. If you say, hey, kind of steer clear of this one, that's cool too. I know a lot of people have issues with mob population. It's a very difficult thing to do. Even some developers have a hard time populating zones. So you're going to run into some of the Foundry missions where it's just like wave after wave after wave after wave of enemies, which is great if you're trying to get loot and trying to grind out experience points, but it's not so great if you're trying to get a story. So again, a lot of that's going to be in the eye of the beholder, so it's not just me to say, oh, it's a grind, I don't like it. Somebody else could absolutely love it. So we'll take a look at all these things. I also want to try and get some of these Foundry creators on the show with me. A little bit later on down the line, we'll start to have them, quick interviews, maybe come on, talk about their Foundry before we take a look at the next mission, and just ask the guys what their inspiration was, what they did, how long it took them to make it, a little bit of a backstory, where they came up with it, and just try and get to know people in the community. I'll also have people from Cryptic eventually come on. Again, like I said, I tried to get Sam. They had a meeting right now. They've also got servers down, so I'm pretty sure they're like on DEFCON 5 right now, running around trying to figure out what's going on. How do the rewards for quest people get set? Crumb, Neverwinter is an open beta, but it's essentially like a soft release because they're not going to have any more wipes. So let me try something here real quick. See if I can log into the server. It's a good thing I planned on calling this episode 0 and not episode 1. Well, what was your question? So I'm sorry, it's not that I don't know, I just had a hard time reading the question. So how does the rewards for quest people get set? If you're talking about how do the rewards at the end of a Foundry mission get determined, that's just a random loot drop that is a random loot drop that makes sense for that level of mission, and that's determined by the system. Foundry creators do not get to pick what items drop in their Foundry because that could be too easily exploited. So if they have you complete the Foundry, it's eligible to be part of the daily Foundry quest system. It's going to drop you an item at the end that's level appropriate. Does that answer your question? Missing class. I do not. Sorry. I itch. I'm thinking eventually you're going to have a Ranger sometime soon just because everybody loves the Ranger, or some kind of ranged melee class, which wouldn't be a Ranger more, so it would be like an Archer. Some kind of roguish damage from a distance that is physical. I'm guessing along that. I also know the Warlock's supposed to be in development. I don't know when they're coming. But keep in mind, the classes aren't going to be monetized, but the character slots are. So as you create more people, you're going to need more character slots so they can give you free people to play, but you're going to have to buy the slots to play those people. Is Neverwinter going to be better than the Elder Scrolls MMO, or which people more hyped? Um, yeah. No, I'm not hearing voices in my headset. No, I get a sound that tells me when my headset turns off because I'm not getting any sound, not hearing anything. Oh, for a founder's mission, can founders put something that you have to do in their first mission that allow you to do the second mission? Is that what you're talking about, Kaylin? I don't know if you can have an item, but they do have quests that follow up the next quest. Like you have to complete the first quest until you can do the second quest in their campaign. But I don't know that there's necessarily an item that you can receive in the first quest that you have to use in the second quest, other than the fact you just have to do the first quest first. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure I gave you the right answer. About 95%. There you go. Hey, Gray. Let's see. Neverwinter. Attention players, we are still troubleshooting a disconnect that has affected Neverwinter, CO, and STO. Okay, so it's Champion Alliance and Star Trek as well. We'll provide an update soon. Yeah. So absolutely, that is key to developing campaigns. They are working on campaigns. I blame the Borg. The Borg infiltrated our show. All right, so I see the population's going up. I don't know if people keep trickling in because the game's down and they're like, oh, someone on Twitch has the game up. Maybe they're playing it. But in case you just got here and you didn't catch what I said earlier, that email up at the top of the screen, it's email foundryfocus@gmail.com. Please send me your suggestions for campaigns you'd like to see appear on this show. I can't do them all, so I'm depending on you guys to help me out too to try to sort through which ones we want to showcase and put out there to the masses. I'm on the front page. Awesome. That would explain it. Well, I apologize. The game is down. Don't go watch League or something on me. Let's see. Oh, they replaced me with Kriparian and Tally. They're up there now. Yeah, I'm such a con artist. Unfortunately, there's no way that I'm part of the system, and while I understand you're probably joking, I'm not in the system to get tips, so I would actually be helping the people that created the content get more tips because more people would play those missions. I don't know that there are multiple endings for a previous quest that would allow you to diverge for which is going to be your second or third quest. I appreciate it. Yes, and please tip your content creators. I think the most you can give anyway is 100. They actually have a achievement in the game that if you tip 25 Foundry missions, you get an achievement. And if you tip 25 Foundry missions the max, you get an if you tip 25 Foundry missions the max, you get an achievement. So that's only what, 2,500 Astral Diamonds? That's not a whole lot. We can afford that. Hey, Jared. Thanks for coming to the chat room. You had nothing to tip with. That's okay. They'll forgive you. I haven't tried to log in here recently. Let's see what happens. Probably won't get into. But you never know. If we can't get in a reasonable amount of time tonight, I'll go ahead. I want to say I'll do this tomorrow, unless my wife kills me. But we'll see. You tip with Astral Diamonds. You don't tip with Zen. You taunt wife hacker. I'm gonna try. We all. Yes, Dana. We know it's down, buddy. We know it's terrible. No. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you to say hi, Dana. But I did blow away the big surprise. I was trying to keep it under wraps on what we were going to do. It's kidnapping in Black Lake. It took about 45 minutes. I'll quickly go over some of the key features. I want to say that there was kind of 5 areas that you went through. Each one had like a flavor text item that you could go and find, kind of like a little lore piece. It doesn't stay with you permanently. They're cool to collect, and they'll tell little stories that stay inside the Foundry mission, but they don't permanently get added to your journal. I think it'd be pretty cool if they maybe added that functionality in eventually to where you could kind of keep that lore in your journal. It'd be neat, but as far as how big of an effort that would be for Cryptic to do something like that, it might be a pretty big undertaking. I'm not sure. It does get progressively more difficult. It starts off relatively easy. There is one part where I will say that the culminating battle, connection to the account server timed out, can be difficult. I had to pop a number of pots. It wasn't just roll through there and destroy everything, but it was doable. You do have to look for the enemy in the last one as well. There's like 5 different spots within the sewer that you have to search out and kill packs, and you actually have to look. You can't really depend on the ovals to show you where it's at because they don't quite work. Well, you've seen, it's not, I shouldn't say they don't work, it's just that they're not pinpoint. So if you're used to that, some of the other theme park MMOs that are out there that pretty well tell you exactly where the locations of quests are anymore, it's not going to do that for you. So you're actually going to have to look around, and some of them are kind of hidden. It took me a while to find one. If I'd have stumbled upon it quicker, I could have done the entire thing quicker. I want to say it probably took about 45 minutes. I think he geared it to be about a half an hour, and it definitely took me a little bit longer to do that. And part of it was just because I had trouble finding the 5th pack of enemies I had to kill. Happy Hansel, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like I said, I really hope that we can grow this, and that, you know, next month when we're doing this, instead of 100 people, we got like 2 to 3, and eventually that it becomes, hey, I checked this one out, you guys should check this out too, and it becomes something that the developers kind of, not the developers for the game, but the content developers for the Foundry actually strive to kind of like have us highlight them, because we're all going to go and then play that one. I can't talk good enough about Kidnapping in Black Lake. And when I talked to Sam and found out it wasn't even the winner, it's like, wow. If this one didn't win, the level of content that's being made, I think that we're going to have a lot to do to keep us busy in Neverwinter, even without depending on Cryptic making, you know, patches. Which I really hope they do go with a module-style theme in the future for content releases. I don't know. They haven't really talked too much to me about that yet. So, and I don't even know anything that's under embargo or NDA. I just really kind of like the way that if they call them like adventure packs or something like that and put them out. If they call them like adventure packs or something like that and put them out, and maybe get some kind of PvE content that's for 10-man, but nothing more than that, because I don't think it would fit with the theme of Dungeons and Dragons if you got too big. Though it's good for guild mechanics if you have things where more than 5 people inside of a big guild can play and do something together at the same time. Alright, go back to the chat room. Rywolf, they said they'll refund 100% of the cost you paid for the game, excluding any purchases from the store or founder packs because of the downtime. What are you talking about? Really? Oh, yeah. Now, are you saying that I'm just going to look like a big fool here because it's a free game? But I was wondering if you were talking about they're going to refund founders packs, because that'd be funny. Because I know Rywolf was a founder, and you paid money. I paid money too. I don't pay money for a lot of games. I paid money for this game, excluding founder pack costs. We were just SOL. Let's see. Out of the 100 of you that are watching right now, nobody's sent me an email yet. I'm a little sad. Blow this email box up. I would appreciate it. Man, Kaylin, that green that your chat is just, you almost can't see it against the light background. That's why my head's down here looking like a crazy man trying to figure out what your name was. Do I know if the creator of the Founder Mission can restrict a player from using certain items in their inventory, their companions, or certain equipment? I don't think there's cutscenes to trigger. And now, see, that's some really cool functionality. I don't know. I think they added some random pathing, but I don't think you can set up a lot of massive paths yet either. There you go, Kaylin. Thank you very much. That's much better. You paid nothing for Diablo 3 and still feel ripped off. Yeah, I can't even log into, that server's down too. We can't even just get into the Foundry editor. Well, thanks for coming, Evil. I apologize. For those of you guys that are here, and girls, sorry I keep saying guys, I shouldn't. Make sure that you follow the channel so you can get updates when we go live. We have people streaming games all the time. I know Mike is scheduled to stream some Neverwinter tomorrow. Again, like I said, if we don't get this to go off tonight, I'll make sure that we do it tomorrow. You can follow me if you're a social media buff. You can follow me on Twitter at Graculin, or you can find me on Facebook at Grac.ulin in front of me, and I update all my stuff there. And you can always follow the website MMORPGcom without the dot on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook as well. You can just always go to the website. It's just me. So terrible. Look at that. Thanks, Red. I appreciate it. I got an email. It's not like you're missing anything. I figure you could just spam me real quick. Oh, it's replacing MMOFTW for now. So this is Bill is busy with his kid. I've got 3, and I managed to do it. Bill's got 1. Blame Bill. But anyway, so I'm stealing his time. So I'm stealing his time slot. Also, I'm on the Dragon server. If you want to play through the Foundry missions with me as well, you're more than welcome to. If there's multiples of you that want to go, I'll just random and let people go till we fill the party. I'm currently level 32. So if we get this off and we finally get to do this evening, if you wanna group up with me and you're the low 30s, you can go in there with me. That's great. But it's looking like we might have to push this until tomorrow. Dana, I actually sent you tells earlier in game and asked you if you wanted to go, but you didn't respond. You were AFK. Dren, I don't know. I might hold off on that. Well, if we do this tomorrow, you're going to have like 4 days to get there. So don't worry. Because I'm not going to play tonight, and I won't be leveling tomorrow. The show's pretty good. It's getting better. I actually got to go, not to change the subject, but he's talking about Defiance. I got to go to Toronto and go to the set and see where they're filming that. And it's kind of funny because I'm actually from the real St. Louis, and I got to go to Toronto and see a set of a futuristic, what's on the ashes of the real St. Louis. And it was kind of interesting. Like all the tall buildings you see in there, they're at most a 2-story building, and everything else is CGI'd on it. It's kind of funny. Yeah, there's a real St. Louis. It's not just a magical place that they made up for the show. And we actually have toasted raviolis and gooey butter cake. Let's see. Redirecting you to gatewayplayneverwinter.com. There is a real arch, and I can tell you that if you blew the side of it off like that, it would fall down and collapse. It wouldn't work out very well. And I still can't get into the gateway. I love toasted ravioli, not gonna lie. So, hold on. Oh, I bet you, can we even... Let's see... I don't even think their forums are up, because it's taking me to a cached forum link. Yeah, their forums are even down. Okay. Hello Kitty online. No. If you can look on the screen right now, you'll see the Foundry mission that we're going to play tomorrow. So if you want to check out what I was talking about, the author was Win. And there is a mission down there, but if you just search a kidnapping in Black Lake and take a look at it, it's well worth your time. It doesn't look like we're going to get in here in a relatively enough time to give it a go that it deserves. So I'm going to go ahead and probably just say we'll give it a try tomorrow night. So let's say 8:30 Central, so 9:30 Eastern tomorrow. We'll go ahead and try this again. Maybe it'll work. I'll stay at level 32-ish. I won't get past 30. You know, I probably won't get much past 32. So if you want to go along with me, get to between like 32, 34, 35-ish. Don't get too far out of there. Otherwise, then you'll up the level of the Foundry, and we won't really be able to do it. Yes, I'm a tank. I try. We usually end up like herded cats in groups, so people just run all over the place. But I attempt to tank. Doesn't always work out the greatest. No one's died on me yet, though. Well, that's the thing. I don't think that there's harvesting nodes in them because of that. Maybe they randomly spawn from the system, but I don't remember doing any harvesting nodes, and I think they're explicitly left out so people can't farm them and exploit it. But you can highly populate a zone, and the drop rate is pretty good. So you can go in there and just like farm packs and packs of kobolds and get a lot of drops. So, but keep in mind, gold in the game doesn't really do a lot for you. Most of the currency you're going to depend on is your astral diamonds. I don't even know what the hell you use gold for, to be honest with you. I've bought some items for crafting. That's it. Everything else has been astral diamonds. So, all right, everybody. I appreciate you coming and hanging out and spending some time with me. I'm sorry that we were unable to go through and show you this Foundry content, but now you know what we're trying to do. If you got any questions, please feel free to email me, foundryfocus@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter @Graculin. Find me on Facebook, grac.ulin. Make sure you continue to check out MMORPG.com. We would normally, what's going to happen is once we're done doing this episode, we'll push it up to the YouTube channel, and then I'll do a write-up that evening, and tomorrow it'll come out in a VOD. So in case you missed the episode, you'll be able to see it the next day on the website, MMORPG.com. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you follow the Twitch channel so you get an email anytime we go live. And we got a lot of people now on the channel playing a lot of different games to show you what's new and out there. So thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night.